Ciao, my name is Lucia Oliverio and this is GreenOlive Cooking. This is a channel where I bring great meals and memories through wholesome Italian cooking to your kitchen. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That's my way of letting you know I have a new recipe for you. Today I'm going to make creamy polenta for you. It is really simple. This is actually what the polenta grain looks like. It is a cornmeal and it's very finely ground. And it's pretty simple. It's just this and a liquid and just a little bit of patience because it takes about 20-25 minutes to cook. So let's go ahead and get started.
Whoa, whoa, yeah.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our liquid. You can add just water or just milk, but I like to do a combination of milk and water. I find that if it's all milk, it's just too creamy, so the water kind of helps tone it down. So I like to add 2 cups of milk and I'll start with a cup of water, and then if I need more, I will add more water to that. And I will bring that up to a boil. And as soon as it comes to a boil, I will whisk in my cornmeal. Now when it comes to buying cornmeal, you want one that is not fine ground, but kind of a coarse ground, and just the way this looks right here. So it's just a yellow cornmeal like this. I usually get the imported one from Italy. I find that the ones that I get here in the bulk bin are a larger corn. And it just, I don't know, it just takes a lot longer to cook. So this one, the one from Italy tends to be more evenly ground than the ones that I find here in the bulk bins in this country. So I do get the import from Italy when it comes to buying the cornmeal. So as soon as this comes to a boil, we'll go ahead and whisk that in. Salt. And I want to add about a teaspoon of salt in there. So now that our milk is hot, I'm going to start adding my polenta, and you want to start with a whisk. And it's really important that you whisk and slowly add this in so you don't have any lumps. And so we're just going to whisk and gradually pour it in. And you don't have to constantly watch over this, but do keep your eye on it. We will start with a whisk, and then eventually we'll switch over to a rubber spatula. And you do want to be careful because as it starts to thicken, it will start to boil on you, and it could boil and splatter you. So you want to be careful that you don't burn yourself. So just stir with caution. See, it's kind of starting to boil, and like I said, be careful because it does splatter and you can get hot. But it's starting to thicken up now. So at this point, I could probably switch over from my whisk to my rubber spatula. And you just want to let it keep cooking until all the cornmeal is cooked. And so you might have to taste it just to make sure it's all soft and it's not still rough green. Okay, so it looks like my polenta is done. You can see how thick it is as you turn it around, move it around. This only took about 5 minutes, and that's the difference with the polenta that comes from Italy. That's more of a finer ground. It cooks a lot quicker. Usually when you get, like I said, the American, it's a little bit more coarse, and sometimes it could take 20-25 minutes, but this was much quicker. So now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter, this just to finish it off, and about a 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. And we're just going to mix this up. And you want to be careful how much salt you add because we are adding Parmesan cheese, which is salty, and then depending on your butter, whether it's a salted or unsalted butter, is also going to affect the taste. So don't add too much salt in the beginning, and then wait till all your seasonings and flavors get in here, and then you can taste it for more salt. And the other thing you can do is you can also add herbs in here if you'd like thyme or parsley or basil or whatever kind of herbs that's also would add nice flavor to as well. Parsley is also a nice one. And so now at this point, you can either add more water if you want a more creamy polenta, or if you want it a little bit more thick, don't add as much. And that's why I say kind of play with the water at the end, depending on how much you need, whatever consistency you want. But this is the perfect consistency that I would like, and I'm going to plate this and show you what it looks like plated. Okay, now I've just added a dollop of butter, and I'm just cutting up some chives that I have, but like I said, you could use any herb you want. And this is perfect for a side dish. You can throw some mushrooms on here, some shrimp, you can side of sausage, breast of chicken. There's so many things that you can do as a side dish to the polenta. So this is one way of doing the polenta, and now I'm going to show you another way if you have any leftovers of what you can do with your leftover polenta and repurpose it as a whole new meal. Let me show you how to do that. So what I did is I just put a 8x8 pan, because that was about how much leftovers I had, and I did kind of spray it with a little bit of cooking spray, and I just put it in here, covered it in saran, and put it in the fridge. And now you can leave it in the fridge until you're ready, or you can have it the next night, however you want to do it. And so what I like to do, and I like to keep it in a square like this so that it's easy for me to make triangles, because that's the shape that I would prefer. And so I'm going to cut it just like this in 4s, and then I'll hit it diagonally like this so that I will end up with my triangles, because I'm going to serve this more as an appetizer. So now that I have it cut into 8s like this, I will take them out, and they're pretty firm so they shouldn't fall apart, and I'm going to place them on my frying pan that I have olive oil in. And I'm just going to saute them, or fry them I should say, until they get nice and golden brown on both sides. And that should take about 4 minutes or so. Alright, so now I fried my polenta, I flipped them, you can see they're nice and golden brown. You can also grill them on the barbecue, or if you have an indoor grill, that's totally fine too. And look who ended up coming here to surprise me, my mother-in-law, Treva. So anyway, so she's going to enjoy this appetizer with us. So what I like to do with this particular one is just take some tomato sauce, and it's just homemade tomato sauce, and I'll include a link on how to make some homemade tomato sauce. It's pretty simple. If you don't have time, you can use store-bought, not a big deal. Just put a layer of that on my plate, and then take my one polenta, and then take my second polenta, and just kind of angle it like that. And then I like to top a little thyme on here. You like thyme, don't you, Mom?
Oh, I do, yes.
I know you like herbs, rosemary, and all that. It's yummy, yummy. You like polenta?
I love polenta.
How do you make your polenta?
I haven't.
You haven't.
I'm
Just-
going to start, aren't I?
Yeah, you can. So, and then I have some onions that I just kind of grilled up the other day. I had some left over, and I thought, oh, that would be really great to just kind of top our polenta with that. So you can top it with whatever you'd like. So, so that would be a great appetizer or pre-meal before your meal, and it would really wow your guests. You want to try some, Mom?
I'd love to.
Here's a fork.
Okay.
Let's go and see how it is here. Those tomatoes are fresh from the garden, so they're super fresh. The polenta, even though it's firm, is still creamy, very flavorful. So, yeah, I would try this one as an appetizer, or even with the side, green salad would be great, especially in the summer times. You don't want to really turn the stove on or make a lot of heat. This would be a great quick dinner for something like that. So,
Phenomenal.
is it?
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, thank you, Mom.
The great fresh thyme on it, and those onions, spark it out. Tomato sauce is wonderful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, thank you for joining us, and I will include a link over here on the next recipe that I will catch you on. Ciao, ci vediamo dopo.